Hey, it's Brandon, and I've got a game to show you here. It's a quick start. It's free on drivethrurpg. It's called Myth Stakes, and I'll have a link down in the description if you want to pick it up. It takes place in our world, very much like our own. However, vampires, werewolves, zombies, and other cryptids are very much real, and you've probably chatted to them online at some point. So if you like stuff like What We Do in the Shadows or Being Human, this is going to be the game for you. It's set in the United States, but you could always make your own setting book for your own hometown with your own local legends and cryptids and stuff like that. So you'll need some D10s, you'll need some D6s, a deck of playing cards. But it says down here at the bottom, it says a flirtatious sense of humor. This game has a darkly comic edge to it and was never meant to be taken all that seriously. Okay, yeah, I can see that definitely. You know, some games are just made to have fun, not to be so serious. Missing from this book, that'll be and stuff that'll be in the full book, will be zombies, ghosts, magic weapons, and gun emporium, drugs, vehicles, and an expanded setting. Here we have a little comic with the creators, Dale and Paul. They're having fun here with this zombie little comic here. It's cool. And then we've got this timeline which I really like. It's got zombie history, vampire, werewolf, magical, and boring history. And I think it's just really neat to have this kind of going back, and it reminds me a lot of Call of Cthulhu, and it has some rules that remind me of Call of Cthulhu. And I used to love looking through the timelines of stuff that was like bizarre, and this is kind of it. So, like here, Titanic sinks. This has not stopped some vampires and zombies from making it to the new world. It's fun. I like that. And then it breaks down in this page here, I'm talking to you about the history of Manhattan and how much supernatural stuff is going on in it, as well as with its history. And then the game mechanic is very easy. This is a roll low percentile based game. You just have if you've got a 40% chance, you need to roll below 40% to get it done. And those are always real easy and quick, and very much like Call of Cthulhu. You'll have roll modifiers that might add plus 90 or minus 80 to something. Here it gives you an example. If you've got a gun to someone's head and you need to shoot them while the gun is pressed right up against their head, it's plus 90. It's ridiculously easy. Then he just jumps right into it. Single shot and semi-automatic guns, full auto, aiming, called shots, flamethrowers, grenades. It just jumps right in. Hiding behind stuff, close combat sequence, a whole bunch of stuff. Then there's sex. Consensual sex gets you plus 20 to your nerve and willpower for the next session as part of an afterglow effect. So I think a lot of characters are going to want a lot of players want their characters to get down and do the nasty. That's a joke from Demonic Toys. Great movie, by the way. So yeah, it says make a toughness test. The amount you pass by is how long your character lasts in minutes. I think it means it lasted in minutes, but yeah, you're gonna get a boost if you've gotten some recently. So yeah, this is an adult game, having fun, whatever. Standard close combat moves here. We've got strokes. They're like stroke of genius or strokes of luck, it says. If you come up with something quite, clever, you'll get a token, and you can turn it in to give you a critical pass or a critical fail, or let your character have something in their pockets previously that they pull out, such as a spare clip of ammo left over from a previous mission, keys to a getaway car, or maybe a charm bracelet edition that could be used as a handcuff key, as just some examples. So pretty neat. Character creation. For a young character, you're going to have 500% points to spend out, and then adult, you'll have 600. They're to be distributed amongst 12 stats on top of the character sheet, and if any value drops to 0, it will have nasty results in the character, which it explains. And then you've got good points and bad points. And so what that means is it's a list of skills and talents the characters could have in this book, but they're by no means the only ones you can take. As long as the GM says it's okay, then it's okay. For example, if you want to be able to drive a car, that's easily done. If you want to be able to ride an ostrich, fair enough, but it won't be as useful as being able to drive a car, unless you're somewhere ostriches are the primary mode of transport. That's good. It says, as far as new characters go, you can take skills on a one-on-one basis for each character flaw you take. Bad points can be as small as being a smoker, or as large as being a total psychopath with multiple personalities. It really depends on how flawed you want your character to be. So these are, in essence, hindrances. You got your starting cache, and then you got this character sheet, which, with this font, I find it somewhat difficult to read and to focus on. I would do a bit of a revision on this, but that's just some critical, constructive criticism. That's what that is. So it's going to explain the character sheet right here and how you take damage. And they've got all these tables that are great. If you're shot in the face, if you're shot in the groin or hit in the groin, what happens? You could walk funny for D6 days, have a high-pitched voice for D6 hours. It's fun. Chest, abdomen, losing fingers, losing toes, or taking an excessive amount of damage. Here's rules for healing and recovery. Here's your, like, what happens when they go to 0. Like in close combat, you automatically fail any and all hand-to-eye coordinated tests. Even screwdrivers are beyond you. Guns are impossible to use, and you can't throw a ball more than 3 feet, and even then, it's off to the left a bit. That's if you go down with your physical stats when you're trying to do ranged combat, so that's fun too. Here's a list of bad points here, such as delusion, bounty, dirt poor. Here's good points, such as burst fire, evade, fearsome, nerves of steel. You've got non-combat skills here. One of those is called dating the DM. Interesting. And then one of them is neat right here, third eye. You get to see people's auras, and it's going to help you find out if they're self-disciplined, or maybe they indicates maybe they're a foolish person, or they have a lost love, whatever the case may be. This is pretty neat. I like that. And then we've got different types of humans, all about vampires and their abilities, their blood powers, specific rules for them, as well as werewolves. Same thing again, different forms they can take on. And then there's a one-shot adventure called Cryptid Bullshit. It's got this sexy frogman here looking like George Costanza. A bit of a map, and then we've got these pre-generated characters right here, as you can see. And you can see that going across. Let me make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, no, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's right. So we got physical, mental, social. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, those are what you're going to put your stat points into. So very easy. You've got close combat, range combat, strength, toughness, initiative, willpower, IQ, nerve, perception, intimidation, charisma, and seduction. So yeah, there you go. I can count. And then we've got our main character sheet here. Again, this is rough. Having that myth stakes on top over where I'm supposed to write, a little challenging. So yeah, there it is. It says vampires and other assorted supernatural creatures of the night. Not like that. Well, okay, a little like that. When the usual monsters traveled to the good old of USA, they set about creating a world just under the one you know about. New Amsterdam was the original name for what is now modern-day New York. And if you know how to get in, there's a lot of fun to be had there. With this game, you can play out what vampires, werewolves, ghosts, zombies, mummies, and familiars and hunters do in the shadows. So there it is. I'm going to scroll all the way back up. It's a quick start. Check it out if you want a game to have some fun, a bit of a maybe adult type comedy, mistakes. So there you go. Thanks.